It was a panel about new technology, and it crossed a few different borders between carbon fiber, so material technology, unmanned aerial system technology, and medical technology. There was Matthew from Fred Hutch, representing a very prolific cancer research institute.
What's really fascinating to me is how consumer technology is starting to change the shape of healthcare. So we've already seen applications of smartphones to be used as devices to monitor the progression of neuromuscular diseases like Parkinson's disease. This is entirely untapped now for what we can do in healthcare and healthcare research, so this is really tremendously exciting.
It was Ron from In Situ, representing one of the leaders in unmanned aerial vehicles.
We've created an incredible amount of data on how to own and operate unmanned aircraft, and we're now transferring that information onto the FAA, where we have people who actually sit at the FAA office, and we're helping them to write regulation on how to proceed forward for the domestic airspace.
I represented Carbitex, discussing kind of the blooming carbon fiber industry in Washington State. Carbitex is a company that really focuses in the development and of flexible carbon fiber composites. So we're essentially harnessing carbon fibers, strength and other performance characteristics, but in a flexible form. The new technology really represents the possibilities for especially new business in Washington State, so I think it shows what is to come. We have businesses that represent almost the entire life cycle of carbon fiber. So from BMW and SGL, who are actually producing the fiber, to companies like In Situ and Boeing, who are actually producing, parts, to research organizations like PNNL and University of Washington and Washington State University, who are doing, who are conducting research in the field, really enables us to then be a part of the different areas of growth.
Any kid with $500 can get online and buy a quadcopter now and fly over his neighbor's backyard. I think the biggest step Washington could take on the UAS market is to be one of the first states to form legislation.
The really interesting moments came from the discussions around big data in healthcare and kind of ownership of that data and how that's going to be utilized for improving healthcare.
Today, human genomic data is not considered to be identifiable, so it's not protected. Is it the patient that owns the data? Is it the hospital that collected the data? Is it the insurance company that paid for the collection of the data? And the right answer, of course, should be that it's the patient who owns the data. But today that's not true.